Thanks so much for being with us, Mark.
Hey, happy to be with you.
Let's dive right in. The YouCat for Kids is part of a series from Ignatius. Can you tell us a little bit about what motivated you to publish targeted versions of the Cat?
Sure. Well, we got such a great response. We sold over 1 million copies of the YouCat, which is aimed for older kids. And we thought, well, working with the YouCat Foundation, which is kind of an international group, it would be great to be able to take the fun and learning, and sometimes those things don't always go together, but the fun and learning that is YouCat to the younger kids. So that's why we got YouCat for Kids.
That's great. And I'm holding a copy here right in Studio A too, Mark. And it's very colorful, very vibrant, and what a great way to bring the catechism to this targeted audience of kids, and what a great way for us to celebrate November, which is Religious Education Month, in addition to so many other things. How can families incorporate YouCat into their formation as a family?
No, the key thing is time. You got to take a little time with your kids, and you can go through YouCat. YouCat for Kids, one of the great things about it is it's got this material up here that the kids could read or parents could read with them. And then on the pages, I don't know if people can see it here, but at the bottom there's more kind of grown-up kind of stuff. So, you can just take 1 day a week or 2 days a week, a couple days a week, however you do it with your kids, where you're spending time on serious catechesis. Of course, parents should be spending time praying every day with their children.
Sure.
But not every parent is going to do a religion class every single day. So whatever period of time you set aside for that kind of religious instruction with your kids, YouCat for Kids is a great tool.
Yeah, you bring up an interesting point about praying every day with children. We make really kind of a point of saying that parents are the primary educators of the children, and that prayer, of course, is one way to lead that. But you give a lot of great hints and kind of prayer prompts in here. So tell us about how a family would use that.
Okay, so as you're going through, so you've got, basically this takes the catechism, all 4 parts of the catechism, summarizes it for little kids. And so you might read aloud with your children. Here's an example. How did the community of the church come about? And there's a little explanation of that. And then you might take that after you've explained it, or there are questions kids have. You say, we're going to pray now for our local community of the church, which is our parish. We're going to pray for a father, the pastor. We're going to pray for all the people working on the staff, and so on. We're going to pray that when we go to Mass, we're able to worship God better. So you can take each element of instruction and use it as a prayer point.
And you talk about families using it too, but talk about classroom use as well, if you could, and maybe how it adapts to the classroom use as well.
Yeah, so YouCat for Kids can be used in a family setting, or it can be used in religious education, whether you're talking about in a school, in a formal school classroom, or just religious education in the parish. And you can do a similar thing with the kids. You can, read aloud portions of it with the kids, ask them questions, see if they have questions. You can also, we have a lot of this religious art, which is great because it's simple art, and kids can copy it. So you can have kids copy some of the art, and then you ask them questions about it, or you have them write little stories about what they see. Lots of ways to adapt the lessons to different learning environments.
It's so important for all the different kinds of learning that people have with the drawing and with the pictures and the different things that influence people. So tell us a little bit about how, oftentimes people consider the catechism maybe something boring, something that requires rote memorization, and how these appealing to these different kinds of learning, help families incorporate this into the teachings of everyday life, the catechism.
Sure. Yeah, because as you can see, it's very visual. And yeah, there's a place for memorization. That's important, but certainly don't want to reduce people's formation of the faith to memorization. So
right.
There are experiential dimensions where people pray. There's the use of images and wonderful pictures, and you can ask kids about what they see in the pictures. Here we got a wonderful selection of different children. And so there's a variety of things. We need to always keep in mind these 3 dimensions of learning: the cognitive, which has to do with ideas and concepts and terms; the affective, which has to do with our emotions and how we feel in interpersonal relationship; and then there's also a physical domain where you do things like you teach people how physically to pray, to stand when they pray or kneel when they pray, recite things of that sort. All of those dimensions of religious formation are present in the YouCat for Kids.
Great. It certainly looks like an exciting, fun way to learn and help children and parents explore their Catholic faith together. Where can people get their own copy of it?
They can go to their local Catholic bookstore, or they can go online to ignatius.com.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Mark, for being with us and sharing YouCat for Kids. We appreciate it.